entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this hollering, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, this game's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org and back on Facebook. Didn't have any Apple updates as soon as I went to hit go live, so I'm grateful. Hey, Facebook, what up, though? And then if you're tuned in on YouTube, what's happening to you? If you're on Twitter, I'm still kind of a little nervous about Twitter, but hey, y'all, what it do, baby? And then, of course, to the good, faithful folks on AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and those who stream live on KYOKradio.org. What up, though? All right, you know what it is. You know what everybody wants to talk about. You know, it went down yesterday. Everybody's talking about it. The announcement of the return of the USFL. Not LeBron James, not the Phoenix Suns, the return of the USFL. Founded in 1982, gave us the likes of Reggie White, Herschel, the old Herschel Walker, not the new one, Jim Kelly, and others. Before he hate me, we had the USFL. And it's coming back. And they reserved the right to keep the names of the old teams. And I think they're going to kind of keep the cities that they were in, although we don't have an official announcement on that. Man, I sure wish they had the same players. I wish they had the same players minus one of the owners who, you know what he tried to do. And I'm going to leave it alone because, you know, folks always think it's about politics. It's not. But yeah, that's what it is, baby. That's what everybody's talking about, right? Who's talking about Phoenix and LA? Who's talking about Devin Booker? Who's talking about LeBron James? Everybody's talking about the return of the USFL. I've been answering my phone like that for the last 24. Hello? You calling to talk about the return of the USFL? Hey, it's me. Did you hear about the return of the USFL? Yo, hey, I know this is my granddaughter, but listen, baby girl, when you get older, you're going to get excited about this. The USFL is coming back. I mean, that's the best news in sports, right? That's what it is. On every major network, there's probably breaking news going on right now as we speak. Last night, yesterday, It was announced that the USFL is coming back. Come on, man. You know the real deal. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I really want to avoid it. I do. I want to talk about anything other than LeBron James and how he is not the GOAT and how he didn't get back on defense and he didn't lead his team to victory. And can I just say this and then hopefully be done with it? I know I can't be done with it. If there is a way to figure out who the greatest of all time is in any sport, let me know. Let me know, because the way I said, there is none. LeBron James will never play against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. LeBron James will never play against Wilt Chamberlain. LeBron James will not play against Michael Jordan. Therefore, we don't know who the greatest of all time is. And because it doesn't matter who the greatest of all time is when it's all said and done, you know what we can do? We can appreciate the greatness of LeBron. Like, it will not kill you to say, that young man's pretty doggone good. That young man's one of the best ones to ever play the game. High schooler, NBA, amazing runs in the playoffs. Every team he's been on has won an NBA championship. 8 straight NBA final appearances. 14 times. Never ousted in the first round of the play. Those are pretty great numbers, all while doing it at 6'9", 270. I might be a little high on the weight. Imagine Karl Malone doing what LeBron James has done, and you mean to tell me ain't nothing great about that? Ain't nothing great about that. Ain't nothing great about that. Charles Oakley doing what LeBron James is doing. Rick Mahorn doing what LeBron James is doing. Ain't nothing great about that. Ain't nothing. Chuck Hayes. I think Hayes was 6'6". Bigger than that. Ain't nothing great about that. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not the sports aficionado I thought. If I gotta rancor and argue and bluster about who the greatest of all time, Jordan never would have done that. Mind you, Jordan couldn't get out of the playoffs when it was just Jordan and the Bulls before Scotty, before Rodman, before Cartwright and the fellas. Before that, he was getting rolled by the bad boys from Detroit. But, don't let that interrupt your narrative on how ungreat, non-great, just ain't great LeBron James is. Don't let that ruin. And for you go off on me, I'm not a LeBron James apologist. I'm not. Just appreciate the greatness. I'm glad in my lifetime I was able to see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar play. I'm glad in my lifetime I was able to see Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Allen Iverson, Shaquille O'Neal, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. I'm glad in my lifetime I was able to see them cats play. Stockton to Malone, Patrick Ewing, Ralph Sampson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler. And watch this, and some unsung heroes like Stephon Marbury, Pearl Washington, Kenny Anderson, some true point guards, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Jesus Shuttlesworth, a.k.a. Ray Allen. Glad in my lifetime I got to see some of them cats play. Timmy Hardaway, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond. Glad I got to see them cats play. So I'm not going to fight with you over how great or not great LeBron James is. Sean Kemp. Oh my gosh. Phoenix Suns back in the day would hurt your feelings. Talk about how great somebody is and let Sean Kemp get wind of that. He's going to embarrass your dude. Otis Thorpe, big old arms. Otis couldn't even straighten out his arms. Every now and then, man, you just got to enjoy the scenery. Every now and then, you got to just like, wow, this right here is bigger than me. This right here is just a joy to see. But, it would not be sports if the fanatics didn't get a chance to be fanatical. So I understand it. If you want to call and talk about who's great and who's not, hit me up. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. I wouldn't mind laying in my bed today knowing that for the first time in my life, I was ousted in the first round of the playoffs. In my whole professional career, for the first time, at 36, 37 years old, for the first time, I experienced being ousted in the first. And oh yeah, by the way, there were circumstances. It ain't like I gave it my all and it was not good enough. I was half, my boy was out, my guy was out, my team was, trying to pull it together. 281-453-1000. CJ, wow, you've seen and named some names I recognize. I don't know. I don't follow the game that much. And that's my thing. We've seen some of the greatest ones. Dominique Wilkins, Dr. J. I mean, it's not a bad day to wake up today and say, wow, for the first time. What you got to be careful of now is for him to get motivated again. Like, you know what? I don't like the way this feels. Hey, yo, Steph, how locked in are you in Oakland? It's still California. It's just a staple. Let's get let's get at least two more. Hey, Kawhi, I know it ain't quite working out in LA with the Clippers. Bruh, come on over. Same locker room, different logo. And then what? Then y'all gonna be mad. Oh, you had to team up with Steph Curry. You had to team up with Kawhi. You'll be mad then. Don't let him get motivated again. Because you think you dancing now. 281-453-1000, 281-453. Rodney DeWalt. Pistol Pete Maravich. I didn't get a chance to see him play. And if I did, I didn't know. Moses Malone. Tree Rollins. I got to see some players, man. Robert Parrish, Johnson, Bill Lambier, Isaiah Thomas. I got to see some players. I'm not finna fight with you over who was the best. I'm too busy being grateful to be worried about supporting your argument. All right, I got phone lines lit up. Let me take this quick break. I'm coming back to all of y'all. 281-453-1000. I'll be right back with you.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Got to give the people time. Give people what they want.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hi, this is TJ from South Park. I listen to the lunch break with AJ Jones on 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM. Phone lines lit up. Let me get to them. We don't make them wait here on the lunch break. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who is this?
This is Jackie.
Hey, Jackie, how you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Jackie, it's Freestyle Friday. Got a great weekend in store. We didn't float away yesterday in the rain. It's a good day.
It's a good day. You're right. I agree.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm calling to just say that I agree with you 100% in regards to LeBron James. I like him. He young. He's smart. He work hard. He play hard. He does everything he needs to do. He supports the community.
Yeah.
He supports his hometown.
Part.
You can go on and on about him. And as far as him playing his game, he give it his all. Now, had he not had the ankle injury, had AD been in there or whatever, we would be sitting in a totally different place right now. So if he got, boosted out in the second round or whatever, I'm okay with that. He's still, he's still number one in my book. He's still, a good person on and off the court.
Jackie, I couldn't have said it better. And man, this call got me lit up. You got me, you got me lit up, Jackie. Great call. Jackie, have a great day out there. Let me go to my next caller. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, Jay, this is your boy, first name.
Caller of the year 2017. What's up? Hey man, you got some work to do. Jackie set it off right today, man. I need her to start off the calls every day.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I'm on y'all side. Look, in order to be the greatest, you have to be able to accept defeat. People have to realize LeBron James is a beast. He don't care for losing. And so we have to accept a champion who hates defeat. LeBron is a champion whether he never played or shoot another basketball in his life. LeBron is a humanitarian. He does everything that the world needs to be trying to do. So just because we all have flaws, AJ, maybe the flaw that LeBron has is not being able to accept being defeated. That's okay. Everybody have flaws. So if that's one of LeBron, man, I don't have a problem with it. He got to figure that thing out. But no. LeBron is a first-class guy, and he want to be the greatest, AJ. He want to be the greatest. Yeah. So he's working toward it. So we're not going to beat him up. No. We're going to throw our arms around him. We're going to love him. I appreciate and applaud all that LeBron has done and he's doing.
Yeah, and I don't want to, this to turn into like he died. He didn't. I mean, he's going to live to fight another day.
Absolutely.
And Willie Gibson just brought up something. Boy, they don't want this. If Dame Dollar decides to move a little bit further, well, he's in Portland, and move a little down there to L.A., man, it's going to be a problem down there for everybody that plays L.A. So, that's why I said it's not a bad day. Take nothing away from Monty Williams and the Phoenix Suns, from the guys that got off, and there were plenty of guys that got off. Got to give love to Chris Paul. Got to give love to Devin Booker and the rest of the fellas, man. They did what they were supposed to do. But at the end of the day, that don't mean you got to trash LeBron because them cats came ready to play.
Man, I don't know why people that pass through Houston go somewhere and become, just if not better, elite.
Yeah.
So Chris Paul, we had him.
Yeah.
We had the talent here, but we just so eager
to
just get rid of good talent. But no, man. Applaud the Lakers. And one thing I'll leave you with this, AJ. Decision making is key. I really think what hurt the Lakers when they got rid of Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard of today could really, really compete. And he could have really been a great help behind Anthony. Anthony, to me, is 50% for his health is concerned. He's got to get together, but they'll be okay. They'll bounce back.
The other change I would have made, Kyle Kuzma for Brandon Ingram. Throw Kyle Kuzma in that trade to New Orleans. Keep Brandon Ingram, and now you got something, bro. Now you got some. Hindsight 2020, but that's one that kind of spotlighted for me during these playoffs. What did you get out of keeping Kyle Kuzma? Not much.
Absolutely. So, no problem. And I'm like you, AJ. I've seen a lot of great basketball. You can never pinpoint one person to be the greatest of all time in basketball. But, because you can't say, what can we say about Wilt?
Right.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Right.
Man, those guys were great.
Nobody in the league today would be able to guard him, and that includes Kevin Durant. Nobody in the league today would be able to guard Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So
I was
for
there.
Charles Barkley saying James Harden is the best ever one-on-one basketball player in the world, man, I pray his mental health is good and that he's not struggling with any kind of issues, because maybe that was just for the show, but can't nobody guard them two cats to this day.
At the end of the day, do the beard have a ring?
We can go to the next caller, bro. You go ahead and have a great weekend, and we can go to the next caller, all right?
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Appreciate it.
Love you, Ferdinand. Caller year 2017. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
This is Gilbert, Garcia, and Henry Yao for the Children's Museum, Houston.
Man, I was hoping we were going to have you on video, man. I looked up your picture, and you a good-looking dude, man. I like the way the suit laying on you and everything. Man, you are all right with me. I was excited to talk to you today. Y'all, we've got Gilbert Andrew Garcia, president of Garcia, Hamilton and Associates, underwriter for the Children's Museum, Fun Summer Vibes. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Well, you should have seen me when I used to have hair.
Well, you know what? You and I both used to have hair, so we're brothers like no other.
That's exactly right. Well, let me tell you, I got to tell you. So I got a call from some friends that said, you know, did you realize that the Children's Museum Houston's been closed for a year? And I said, what? And I have 4 kids, and you're going to love this. I have gone through that museum for over 20 years. And I love that place. And when I heard about it, I said, well, I want to be involved, pump up the volume so people know the Children's Museum Houston is back.
Well, man, we are excited about that. Again, a lot of kids and their parents are excited to hear this news. Again, y'all, we're talking with Gilbert Andrew Garcia, president of Garcia, Hamilton Associates, and the underwriter for the Children's Museum, Fun Summer Vibes, and he is doing the heavy lifting to help get the Children's Museum back and open. Now tell us, what is the Fun Summer Vibes, and when is the reopening and some of the activities that'll be coming up?
Sure. Well, first of all, if you don't mind, let me just remind everybody, the Children's Museum Houston is an icon.
Yeah.
It's been around 40 years. People don't remember that and realize that. And what people don't realize, it services about 1 million people every year through the main campus on Ben Street, and there's about another 150,000 they service throughout the community and their programs. So it's truly amazing, and the people they serve look just like Houston.
Yeah.
About 70% are Hispanic and African American.
Yep.
It's pretty amazing what they do, and we're going to be opening up June the 8th, and the whole Summer Vibe thing goes until September the 3rd. And it's going to be all summer long. I have my colleague with me, Henry Yao, who will talk a little bit more about the summer vibe. But there is stuff every single day. Henry, tell us about the whole thing.
That's right. Fun Summer Vibes is basically we've transformed the museum into a tropical destination for families where they can chill out, switch to vacay mode. We're going to have exciting events every single week of the summer. Especially, I'm looking forward myself to our Independence Day, our Dog Days of Summer. We're going to have dancing dogs and therapy dogs. We're going to have National Ice Cream Day in July. And there's so many different characters that are going to be invited to the museum.
Wait a minute. National Ice Cream Day? How old can I be to come to the Children's Museum?
Remember that song, Chestnuts Over an Open Fire, when it says kids from 1 to 92 or whatever that is?
Yeah.
Come get ice cream. Come get ice cream. Let me tell you, you know what else about ice cream? You're going to love this. Ice cream. About the museum?
Yeah.
You're going to love this. There are 13 exhibits in the main campus of the museum. And there's 14 programs that we take out directly to the community. Of those 13 exhibits, these aren't just normal exhibits. These are exhibits by some of the most famous, world-renowned botanists, biologists, children educators, professors, historians, and each one of these was carefully designed to really provoke the mind of our young people. Because if you don't get the young people really energized and thinking early, you'll lose them by junior high. You got to get the kids early, and that's what we're doing.
I think that's outstanding. We've got Gilbert Andrew Garcia joining us. He's the president of Garcia, Hamilton Associates, underwriter of the Children's Museum, Fun Summer Vibes. Also, Mr. Henry joining us as well. Do me a favor, one of the two of you, tell us, our listeners, about the Juneteenth activities that'll be coming up at the Children's Museum.
Sure, we'll both do that one because it's exciting. First, I'm going to talk about, we're going to have one of the DJs playing music just about all day long. So it's going to really be like a festival environment. And then we're going to have one of the most incredible speakers, poets, talk about Juneteenth. Talk to him, Henry.
Yeah, her name is Vascola Stoney. She is amazing. She is a spoken word poet, and she will be telling kids and families the history of Juneteenth. She'll do it in her own way, in spoken word way, and it is just fabulous. You have to see her in person. She was actually part of our virtual programming, and seeing her in person was amazing. She's very inspiring, memorable, and just very encouraging. She'll just make you feel very happy and very positive.
In these day and age, we need young people to understand history.
Yes.
I didn't need to intervene. We need people to understand Juneteenth, what it means. We need them to understand things like what's going on, the whole Tulsa massacre, and what that means.
Right.
Because that's the only way we can make sure society doesn't go backwards. And the irony is so amazing that these events are being brought up, like the Tulsa massacre, understanding it, the documentary, etc., while at the same time throughout capitals in the United States, they're trying to roll back voting rights, and they're trying to roll back things like the education of history for our young people. We've got to stand tall, and we can't let it happen.
I got to tell you, you just lit me on fire, and I know Vascola very well. So let me tell you, this is going to be a phenomenal time at the Children's Museum Houston, the Fun Summer Vibes. Listen, tell our listeners how they can buy tickets to visit the Fun Summer Vibes at the Children's Museum Houston.
Absolutely, I can take that. They can buy tickets easily online by going to our website, cmhouston.org, or when we open, they can walk up to the museum and buy tickets there. Of course, we're encouraging people to buy tickets online to make the process easier, but we're open.
I like that.
And we're going to be open all summer. So please, if you can't make it for the grand opening, don't worry. We're going to be having things all summer long.
And again, tell them when the grand opening is and how long the Fun Summer Vibes is going to last.
The grand opening is June the 8th, and it's going to be all day long. The Summer Vibe goes from June 8th to early September, September the 3rd. Is it September 3rd or 4th? Please correct me, Henry.
No, that is right, until Labor Day.
Yes, and it's going to be all summer long. There's activities on the website also that highlights every single day, all the different things, so you can pick whatever you enjoy.
And that website is it cmhouston.org? Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct. Yeah, C as in children's, M as in museum, Houston.org.
Let me tell you, y'all, these are two amazing men, and they're doing a great thing for, like they said, millions of people that can come this way to tour the Children's Museum Houston. Again, Mr. Gilbert Andrew Garcia, president of Garcia Hamilton Associates, underwriter for the Children's Museum, Fun Summer Vibes, and Mr. Henry. Y'all, thank y'all for doing what you're doing, how you're doing it, and getting the Children's Museum Houston back open.
Thank you so much to the listeners. It's time. Bring the kids out. Come have some fun.
All right, you guys have a great weekend. We'll be seeing you on the 8th.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Hey, guys, let me tell you something. If you have not been to the Children's Museum Houston, you're missing it. You're missing it. Be sure and try and be there on the 8th. And like they both said, if not, you got until September the 3rd to get there. The website, cmhouston.org. C for children, M for museum, Houston.org, and you can get your tickets online. We just gave away some tickets earlier this week. Congratulations again to Krishan Turner of Houston. She won that 4-pack for a family to go to the Children's Museum here in Houston. And again, we want to thank Mr. Gilbert Andrew Garcia and Mr. Henry for giving us the update on the reopening of the Children's Museum in Houston. All right, let me take my break. We'll come back with more right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3.
boy TD Blackshear every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
Hi, this is Sonia from Southeast Houston, and you're listening to The Lunch Break on 92.3 and KYOK.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Big shout-out to everybody listening on Facebook Live, folks checking us out on YouTube, and to all our Twitter followers. Appreciate y'all as well. I know y'all wonder what's going on. This dude's going live on Twitter all of a sudden every day. We're on Monday through Friday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Central, live from Houston. Call letters KYOK, AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and you can stream it live 24/7 at KYOKradio.org. Got some amazing shows that also are around the clock. Erica Campbell and Griff, 6 a.m. to 9. We got the Donnie McClurkin show that comes up. We've got shows like Call to Inspire, Shiloh Radio. Got a lot of good stuff that takes place. Jesse Jackson, Keep Hope Alive, Walt Baby Love, gospel tracks. You got my guy, Keith Hawkins, Longhorn Keith, show called Coffee with Keith. It's on Saturdays from 12 to 1. Anything you want to know about coffee. I'm talking about brewing. I'm talking about growing. I'm talking about harvesting, you name it. Anything to do with the coffee business, you'll learn about it every Saturday, Coffee with Keith, 12 to 1 Central. And then from 1 to 2, man, the Not So Christian in Me show. Larry Scott, Denise Scott, Natasha Marie, and others. Great show, great format, variety, good stuff. All that right here on the legendary KYOK, AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Just want to introduce you. All right. So now, a lot of comments about this greatest stuff. A lot of comments. And you know, I'm not one who always repeats the positive stuff. This person says, AJ, how can you say that there's no way to determine the greatest in any sport? Do you know sports? You know the greatest when you see it. The stats speak for themselves. It's a bad comment. And I changed that word because I can't say what he said. It's a bad comment to say that can't be done when it is done. Okay. See how easy that was? You can be right. I can be right. There's no such thing as, oh, we just have to agree to disagree. Hey, Doc, that's your truth. That is your truth. Doesn't have to be mine. This is my opinion, not our opinion. Okay. All right. It's kind of hard to do, though, when, you know, it's not like the points Jordan scored are being scored by LeBron James against the same people. So just because LeBron might have 30,000 points and Jordan had 29,000 points, they didn't score them against the same people. They didn't score them at the same time with the same rules. I mean, I looked at some of those flagrant fouls last night. Those would have been play-ons back in the days of the bad boys from Detroit, back in the days of, you know, the dudes in Boston. Those would have been play-ons. But last night, they were flagrant fouls. So there are some things that the stats just don't tell the full story about. Not taking away anything from this era versus that era. There are some guys that played back then that would flat out foul out in this era. Remember how crazy it was that Shaquille O'Neal stayed in foul trouble while at LSU? Got in the NBA, wasn't quite the same deal because, you know, you can move cats around a little bit more in the NBA. But in college, it was like not even fun or fair to watch him get in foul trouble just because he was so physical and so much bigger than everybody else. There are some guys and ladies that would not be able to adjust their game to the game that we are playing today on the men and women's side. But then there are also some people playing now that would not have been able to get it together back then. So, again, if that's your point, that's your point. That's your point. Good for you. Ain't mad. Ain't mad at all. I just appreciate LeBron. I appreciate Michael. I appreciate Larry. And I appreciate George Gervin, the Iceman. I appreciate him. I appreciate the Admiral. I appreciate some of these cats that y'all don't even know nothing about. Oh, well, they wouldn't be able to go up against Steph. Okay. All right. Chuck Person used to be able to hit some high volume threes as well. But back then they didn't take a lot of high volume threes. So anyway, here's another comment. Hello, AJ and the Breakers. Please spare me the LeBron, if that excuses. The Suns should be given credit for being the better team, and that is why they beat the Kings. I think I said that. That's from the greatest. I'm not the greatest. That's from Big Time Floyd. I think I said that. We're not going to take away from what Monty Williams outcoached the Lakers head coach. And ain't nobody ready for that conversation. Monty Williams outcoached Frank Vogel like every game, even the two that they lost. But we're not ready to have that conversation. And from top to bottom, the Phoenix Suns outplayed the LA Lakers. From top to bottom. Subs, starters, reserves, dudes that never thought they were going to get to play, all of them outplayed the LA Lakers. And Chris Paul is legit. Anybody still blaming Chris Paul for what happened in New Orleans? Anybody still blaming Chris Paul for what happened in LA? Anybody still blaming Chris Paul for what happened in Houston? Anybody still blaming Chris Paul for what happened in Memphis? Oklahoma City. Anybody still blaming Chris Paul for what didn't happen in Phoenix? You just want to blame Chris Paul. Just save us the dialogue and just say, I don't like Chris Paul. It's the same thing with the LeBron James haters too, though. Like the young lady called in, first caller of the day. Like she said, like LeBron, it does too much off the court, on the court, has accomplished way too much in his career for folks to just flat out say, oh yeah, but he doesn't do this. Oh yeah, but he doesn't do this. You just don't like him. Just say that. And why is crazy to me. So, Big Time Floyd, you ain't got to come in all strong with all that bass in your text message. Text message just dripping with bass. Hello, AJ and the Breakers. That's nice. That's real tenor. And then he hits the bass. Please spare me with the LeBron, if that excuses. Bruh, ain't nobody all in it like that, Big Time Floyd. We hear you, dog. We hear you. Oh, Cowboy fans. You know them Cowboy fans. I'm talking about the real Cowboy fans, not this new age Cowboy fans. He got all that bass in his text message. I'm glad it was Monty Williams. I'm glad. Willie Gibson is about to be as shady as it can be. Willie, if you got a chance to call me, because I'm finna be shady. Willie, I'm gonna wait till Willie calls me, and I'm getting ready to be real shady. Willie, let me give you the number: 281-453-1000. Willie Gibson. Willie, I need my brother on here. Willie. I'm about to be shady. Can somebody, before Willie calls, why do all the Bitcoin people be trying to be my friend? Bitcoin miners, what's the deal? If I befriend them, are they gonna mess up my profile or my page or anything? Like, is there a pro or a con to having them or not? I'm not even letting them follow me. Hello, you live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Don't be shady, big bro. Don't be shady.
I'm going to be shady, Willie. Willie, you know where I'm going. I bet you can. Before I even say it, where am I going?
Nope.
You don't know?
I know where you're going. I'm want no technical difficulties today. Just gonna leave that there.
Let me go on and do it, Willie. Let me go on and do it, please. Please. Willie. If I don't do it, somebody else will, and I'll miss out on all the fun.
No, don't do it.
I gotta do
Don't do it. It ain't gonna be fun.
You know, you the good angel on my side, and the other angel, Bad Kermit, is saying, do it. Can I do it?
Do it.
Okay.
No, it's not BT Express. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
No, all right, but there it is. All right, fair enough. Do you think?
You said don't do it. I ain't gonna do it.
All right. Until the next break, till after this break.
Until you get off the phone. Willie Gibson, broadcast journalist from Columbus, Ohio, covers the Buckeyes, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cleveland Browns, and Big Ten and all that. Willie, what'd you see last night, man?
I saw a team that was hurt. I saw a team. First of all, back up. People fail to realize Phoenix was the number 2 seed in the West. Is the number 2 seed in the West.
Like number and a solid number 2. Wasn't like they snuck in the number 2. Like they was 1 or 2 all season long, just about. And folk act like they was like the number 22 team.
Exactly. So I mean, Devin Booker, that was his coming out party. Is his welcome to the world to the world of playoff basketball party.
Wait a minute, can I ask a question though? Did somebody say something about Devin Booker's mama or his wife or his child or something like that? Last night almost felt, especially that dunk. It was like, wait a minute, somebody done got a little too close to that man's mama, and he ain't having it. He letting you know I ain't having it.
Yeah, Shooter said a couple things, but they've been going back to football series because he pushed Shooter midair a couple games ago. He got that flagrant, so they've been going back and forth all series. So that's what that was.
All right, well, I'm gonna need Shooter to leave that alone because that ain't what you want, Doc. That wasn't good for his health. That was like bad milk last night.
Without question. But I mean, Phoenix did it. I mean, they were the number 2 seed. Lakers were the 7th seed. And they 1 through 15 were the better team.
Right.
I emphasize.
Right.
1 through 15, they were the better team.
Yeah.
If I can take a quick sidebar, it's just amazing to me. I've been talking to people all morning. The revisionist historians, as I like to call them, that want to bring up the GOAT conversation, Michael and LeBron, and they fail to realize they only seem to want to acknowledge Mike played 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan played 15 years in the league, but you only hear about the 6 that he won.
Mm-hmm.
You never hear about the 9 that he didn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem for me. It's like let's talk in totality. Let's talk, A to Z. But no, we only want to talk about the 6 that he won, and we never want to talk about Scotty has 6 as well, and we never want to talk about Phil Jackson.
Yeah, and I had to come around on it's not as easy as just rolling the ball out there when you got all those stars and all those severe A-type personalities and all like that. Phil Jackson gets credit. Pat Riley gets credit. Eric Spoelstra gets credit. I mean, it ain't that easy, Doc. It ain't that easy. So, yeah, I'm with you. But see, that's why I have you call in because, you know how to make it make sense. Folks are emotional. Folks been waiting for this for 14 years, 15 years to be able to say, oh, well, LeBron fell short. And, let them have their moment. Let them have their moment.
That's fine. That's fine. He fell short in year 18.
Yeah.
What was Jordan doing in year 18?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. But again, I'm happy it was Chris Paul. I'm happy it was Devin Booker.
Sure.
I'm happy it was Monty Williams. I'm really happy that it was. I will never forget being under the arena in the locker room tunnel area. He wasn't even in the media room. He was just in the hallway, and they put the backdrop up, and it was right after Monty's wife died. And I'm thinking to myself, why are we even talking to this dude, man? Why is he even here? And man, this dude was literally trying to answer basketball questions. And I was like, that's a real one right there, man. If New Orleans didn't really know what they had, that was a real one right there. And when they let go of him, I said, Monty's going to be back one day, and Monty is going to get to the promised land. And I hope he makes it, man. I really do. I really do, because that's a good dude.
Absolutely. I mean, and people may remember or not, he was a finalist for the Lakers job as well. It was him, Ty Lue, and Vogel.
Yeah.
And, you know, he chose to pick me.
Yeah.
And you know, for whatever reasons, I can kind of guess, but, you know, it's worked.
Well, I'll say this. Monty outcoached Frank V. whole time.
Without question.
Yeah, I know folk don't want to have that conversation. They want to put it all on LeBron, but Monty had something for everything Frank thought about doing.
And I'll say this, to piggyback that and take it a step further, James Jones out-GM'd Rob Pelinka.
Woo! Man, I'm just trying to delete these. I'm just trying to delete these Bitcoin coin miners, because you just said something right there, man. I'm looking at my tablet. I
mean, just call it what it is. He out-GM'd Rob Pelinka. I mean, I'll just leave that there.
Okay, all right. Willie Gibson, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, man.
Appreciate the opportunity as always. Will Gibson 7 on Twitter, Will Gibson 7 on Instagram, also the Will Knows podcast, Will Knows Facebook page.
And you gonna be hanging out with our guy Chris Gardner. Is it gonna be tonight? I think y'all go live tonight, right?
Yeah, it's tonight.
Okay.
Tonight, NBA playoff live stream with Eddie Yanez and Chris Gardner.
Yeah.
7 p.m. Central.
Yep. Houston Round Ball review. I'm glad to see y'all hanging out, bro. I really am.
Appreciate the connect.
And listen, and stay loose, because the next time I get out, I think it's your turn to run the show when I go.
My man, I appreciate you. I got you.
All right, Willie, I appreciate you, man.
All right, enjoy your weekend.
All right, you too. Will Gibson, I mean, good dude. And he brought up a good point, man. He brought up a good point. Not only did Monty get Vogel, but Jones got Pelinka. He did. I mean, if we're gonna tell the whole truth now, don't just stop at LeBron. Walk a little bit further down the hallway. Don't just stop in the locker room. Walk down the hallway and get to the executive offices. I'm just saying. All right, let me take a break. We'll be right back right after this. If you want in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or AJ at KYOKsports.com, AJ at KYOKsports.com, or you can text me, unless you're a Bitcoin miner. You can text me at 832-403-5005. Do me a favor. Don't just try to be my friend. Give me some money. Give me some Bitcoin money. Like, if you want to do that, I'm listening. We can be friends all day. We'll be right back.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hey, what's going on? This is Lecrae, and right now you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, we are back here on The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. I got to do the birthdays, don't I? Before I do, let me stop the music. Goodness gracious. Just got news that Cam Newton injured his hand during Patriots OTAs. Cam reportedly suffered right hand injury during Patriots OTA session and sat out the remainder of practice. Not the game. We talking about practice. Cam. I said Cam, y'all. Don't think I said nothing bad. I feel bad for the dude, man. Can't catch a break, literally. Don't know how bad the injury is. Don't know if it's going to keep him out any extended period of time. But, you got some that just can't wait to give Mac Jones a chance to get up in there. So, my knee, if it ain't COVID, if it's not something else, we'll see. Brian Hoyer is also on the roster. Jarrett Stidham also on the roster. So it might be a little jumping that Mac Jones has to do before he gets in there, replaces Cam, if Cam is going to be out any extended period of time. There were other games last night than just the Phoenix Suns eliminating last year's NBA champion LA Lakers 4-2. Got to give Devin Booker love, though, on the 47 points, 11 rebounds, 8 for 10 from 3, and he played with Mamba mentality and gave a lot of credit to the stuff that Kobe said to him and ways that he challenged him. And I'm not mad about that, man. I'm telling you, it's good to see somebody other than the Lakers, somebody other than Boston, somebody other than Golden State. It's good to see some of these other teams in it. It's good to see some of these other teams in it. Phoenix and Denver in the next round, because Denver eliminated Portland after beating them 126-115. It's almost embarrassing to say that the Joker is the real deal. Like, he is the real deal. Can do it all. Can rebound, can shoot, can pass, can defend. I like it. If it were not for Luka, I know that shouldn't be the case, the Joker would probably be getting even more of the attention as an international player than that. But I mean, again, the game is in good hands. When LeBron steps away, the game will be in good hands. When KD steps away, the game will be in good hands. So it's going to be a nice matchup this next round. And oh yeah, by the way, Utah is waiting on the winner of the Dallas Mavericks LA Clippers. I mean, to me, I'm enjoying. I know you don't have major market teams in there if the Clippers are out, LA, but Denver, Phoenix, Dallas, Utah. Sounds like the people's champs to me. Not the majority, but the people's champs. You know, the backroom stuff, the MMA before it got popular, the, backyard brawling kind of folks, the grassroots kind of stuff, the small markets in the West are running the show. I like it. It's pretty much going to be the same thing in the East. New York had a shot, didn't get it done. Boston had a shot, didn't get it done. Yeah, you still got Brooklyn, but Brooklyn ain't Madison Square Gardens. And other than that, you got Atlanta, got Milwaukee, Philly, pretty big market. Pretty big market. I just think it's interesting. Everybody who says, "Oh, I'm tired of seeing this, that, and the Lakers," and okay, now you got something different. So let's see. Let's see what the ratings look like. Let's see what your support looks like of the something different that you wanted. Right? Tonight, the Mavericks have a chance to eliminate the Clippers. They tip off at 8 Central on the mothership. Mavs win, they're in. Clips lose, they go home. Clips win, they live to fight another day and have their final chance in this first round to defend their home court. Which I'm just going to be honest and say, I don't know if they can do. I don't know if they can do. This literally might be like the Astros-Washington World Series where neither team won a home game. I'll never forget looking down at my good friend Kim Davis, Chalk Talk Sports, and saying, man, what if What if Washington sweeps the Astros at home? Oh, no, that will never happen. That will never happen. But what if it does? Oh, that'll never happen. With that lineup, with that pitching at home, but what if they do? That'll never happen. And it did. She was like, you're right. God, I didn't think that. I didn't believe that. I didn't either, but I just said, what if it does? I want to see how hard y'all are going to go on Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and the front office for the Clippers. I'm telling the only person that should be absolved from any responsibility whatsoever if that goes south is Tyronn Lue. Well, AJ is the head coach. He was dialing up the X's and O's. Yeah, but it was something that was going on before him that you got to address before you get to him. And you know who might be the dude for it. Remember I told y'all earlier this year that all the stuff that James Harden was doing and all the stuff he was saying and all the ways he was acting was fine and well until Boogie Cousins decided it was enough. And sure enough, when he and John Wall went to James Harden and said, yo, chill out, they got his tail out of here, it's going to be the same thing with Rajon Rondo. When Rondo decides, yo, I hear what y'all talking about, but now listen to what I got to say, then it's going to be some folks talking about moving around. Kawhi's going to probably be like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm going to. Some other guys going to be like, yo, I'm out of here. Paul George going to demand a trade. Just signed an extension, going to demand a trade. As soon as Rajon Rondo starts telling people how to get down with it. And, oh, yeah, by the way, he's going to tell them how to get down with it. You already saw how he was looking at Kawhi Leonard after that last shot that Rajon Rondo got some things he's been thinking. You're like, wait, funny you should say that because I've been thinking. Just saying. Just saying. It's going to be interesting. All right, let me get Sybil Wilkes on here with her What You Need to Know, and then we'll put this first hour on the books, get the second hour underway on the legendary KYOK. Once again, I want to thank Mr. Gilbert Andrew Garcia, president of Garcia, Hamilton and Associates. He's the underwriter for the Children's Museum, Houston. Fun Summer Vibes. It's going to be a grand reopening of the Children's Museum, Houston, will be on June the 8th, and it'll last through September the 3rd. You can get something for you and the family every single day. Got a very special Juneteenth celebration coming up with my good friend, Vascola. Oh, man, I'm telling you, Vascola Stoney is amazing. If you're in the spoken word and history and all that, she's the one. And then, of course, they've got all kinds of stuff. And I love how he talked about, the different things that will challenge the mind of your kids while they're having a good time. So, again, Gilbert Andrew Garcia and Mr. Henry from the Children's Museum. Appreciate them coming on the show today. David Grubb was unable to make it, taking care of some business, expecting some really great news for him. As soon as we get it, we'll let you know about it. But all that's happening right here on the lunch break. If you want to be a part of the show, you can be 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text us 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005, or you can email aj@kyoksports.com. All right. Here's Sybil Wilkes.
To know. Deborah Peoples is set to make history. After votes are counted Saturday night, the lifelong Fort Worth resident and longtime political activist could become the first African-American mayor of that Texas town. The former AT&T executive is in the final lap of her runoff election against Maddie Parker, former chief of staff to outgoing Mayor Betsy Price. Health experts say confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S. have fallen to levels not seen since March of 2020. Cases first surged in March of last year, fueled by a wave in New York City, the first epicenter of the pandemic. Infections swelled across the South and the West last summer and reached their highest peak in the winter, with daily cases exceeding 300,000 in the U.S. Around the world, however, several countries are seeing surges in cases. In Brazil, the country recorded more than 95,000 new COVID-19 infections Wednesday. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
Legend. 1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, y'all like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big man. That's war I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready? Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
That was just KYOK. AM 1140, 92.3 live on KYOKradio.org. If you're checking us out on the Lunch Break Facebook page, what's going on with your friends? Get more people to subscribe. Definitely want to get that subscription rate up higher. And then all the good folks on Twitter. You know, I'm telling you, y'all go hard on Twitter. I don't know if I'm ready for y'all to call in, but if you do, just don't curse. It's a Christian station, and we like to keep it, above board. So, but would love to have you. If you're on Twitter, 281-453-1000, give me a call, give me a shout, or give me a text at 832-403-5005. And let me know you're out there on Twitter. Appreciate you checking in. Okay, so let me give you this quick update. We already talked about, LeBron and Phoenix. Phoenix advances to play the Denver Nuggets. Denver beat Portland 4-2. After beating them last night, 126-115. The Mavericks host the Clippers tonight at 8 Central, ESPN. They can advance with a win and, move on to that next round to take on Utah. Astros lost 5-1 yesterday to Boston. They're going to hit the road for the next 9 games. It starts with a 3-game series in Toronto. Game 1 of that set will be tonight just after 6 Central. The Rangers, what in the world is going on with them? They have lost 9 in a row after losing 11-6 to the Colorado Rockies, and now they are going to host the Tampa Rays. First pitch will be tonight just after 7 o'clock. As I said earlier, Cam Newton injured his hand in OTAs for the New England Patriots, and just trying to figure out what's going to happen there. Of course, we've got the big Floyd Money Mayweather fight coming up this weekend. I don't know. Floyd and Logan Paul. I want Floyd to get Jake. Jake is the one running around talking about like he can't be beat. What is he, 3-0? Floyd is what, 50-0? Jake is 3-0, running around talking about he can't be beat, and Floyd is 50-0. But Floyd and Jake gonna get it on this weekend. Anybody buying the fight? Is anybody hitting up the pay-per-view? Do me a favor, just call me or text me real quick and let me know you got the pay-per-view going on. I mean, I'm not trying to come to your house. I'm just trying to see something. All right, let me see who I got here. Somebody just hit me up, said they checking me out on Twitter. Sportsmash 3875. Sportsmash 3875. Say, yo, AJ, I'm checking you out on Twitter. Love the show. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Oh, we got a few folks tuned in. All right, amen. All right, listen, but I'm still concerned about Twitter because I see y'all go hard in the paint. No pun intended with my guy David Grubb. Y'all get in on it, man. And I'm not timid by any stretch of the imagination. But man, there's some folks on Twitter that I don't want no parts of. They don't know how to let it go. And then they get a little riled up. I'm trying to stay delivered. But is anybody checking out the fight? The Logan Paul and Money Mayweather fight. Anybody got that going on this weekend? Just throw your hand up or text me or post it or what. Just some kind of way, let me know you're getting the fight. Let me know. I mean, I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to come to your house, knock on your door, and announce, who is it? AJ. AJ who? From the lunch break. What do you want? Check out the fight. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to see who's getting it. Like, is that real? I know Logan and Jake feel like they are saving the sport of boxing, which is a whole nother sermon, is a whole nother therapy session. Like you really think you're saving the whole sport with your exhibitions and your YouTube followers. Might help, might be an entree into another fan base that they didn't have before. But saving, that savior mentality, man, that's a thing. That's a thing. But I've said it before, man. I want Floyd and Jake to get in the ring. I don't think Floyd is going to have any problems with Logan. I want Floyd and Jake to get after it. And I want young Floyd. I know he can't go back in time, but for anyone that really followed Floyd Mayweather's career, Floyd came in slugging. Floyd would come in and go toe-to-toe with anybody in his first, maybe first 9 or 10 fights. Floyd came in and tried to slug that thing out toe-to-toe. Wasn't no running, wasn't no dancing. And then somebody, different coach, trainer, say, yo, you faster than everybody out there. Nobody can hit you unless you want them to. And then we saw the evolution of the guy that went 49-0. We saw the evolution of that. I want the young Floyd to get in there and tap Jake Paul around his forehead multiple times. Get him right in the middle of that mouth multiple times. Jake's the bigger fighter, so it's easier said than done. But you got to understand that if boxing was all about size, then guys like George Foreman would have never lost a fight. Guys like Riddick Bowe. You know how big Riddick Bowe was? Could have been a defensive end in the NFL. Guys like Larry Holmes. Larry was big. Wilder, just big. They would never lose if it was just about size. It's more than just, oh gosh, he's just going to dominate. He's so much bigger than Floyd. It doesn't work like that. Like there is real skill to it. There's real technique to it. If it were that easy, there'd be a whole lot of other champs out there that weren't. Got a lot of smaller guys that were more skilled and more talented, better trained, that came out there and handled their business. Butterbean would have never lost a fight if it was all about just size. He's so big, anybody gonna knock him out. They laid Butterbean out plenty of times. So before anybody tells me, oh, Jake is so much bigger than Floyd, so he'd take him out. He just hit him one time, it's fight over. Yeah, no, I don't think so. That just hit him is the hard part. I'm not saying if he didn't hit him, he wouldn't hurt him. I'm just saying hitting him is going to be the hard part. And oh yeah, by the way, you don't typically chop a tree down one blow at a time. You typically chop a tree down. You typically don't chop a tree down with one blow. You typically chop it down one blow at a time. And Floyd knows how to bring those hands down to the body and then tear that head up after that and put him to sleep. So that's the one I want to see. If Floyd and Jake fight, I'm coming to your house. If Floyd and Logan fight, well, when Floyd and Logan fight, I ain't coming. I ain't coming. I ain't putting nothing on it either. Floyd and Jake, I might put something on it. How much is it? $100? Here go my part. So anyway, take a break. Second hour, lunch break. 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. CJ, I see you there. Yap, 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 yap. Be right back.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America, District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Give people what they want.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hey, what's up? This is your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all. Back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live, KYOKradio.org. I got a lot of folks hitting me up about the fight stuff. Listen, new age fighters, MMA, all that. I got respect for you. I got nothing but respect for you. Let's be clear. Put a professional MMA fighter in with an amateur YouTube influencer and give them MMA rules. It's not even going to be a contest. Put a professional boxer in, not a basketball player, not an MMA fighter with boxing only rules, but put a professional boxer in with a YouTube influencer and give them boxing only rules. I really, y'all. I mean, can we just keep it on an intellectual level, on a reality level? And I'm not talking reality TV. I mean, just because you can drive fast and you got 2 million followers on YouTube doesn't mean you can go out and outduel Kurt Busch or Denny Hamlin. Just because you drive fast in your neighborhood and on the local racing networks don't mean that you can go out and outduel one of them. mean, I'll even go old school. You can't outdo Jeff Gordon either. Dale Earnhardt Jr. either. I mean, I'm grateful for you being able to drive fast and haven't hurt yourself, and the fact that too many people are intrigued enough by you to follow you. But it doesn't make you all of a sudden, it's like, I stayed in a Holiday Inn Express last night, so let me do your brain surgery. Pick either one of them, Logan. Either one of them, the Paul brothers. I call them the Paul Bearers. Pick either one of them and put them in with an athlete, professional athlete from that sport, and give them that sport's rules. And it won't be fun to watch for them. He knocked out a basketball player. He knocked out an MMA. Who was his third win? He's got 3 wins. Who was his third win? What was that against? And I hate that Ocho Cinco is trying to get in on this. I do. I mean, for the money, get your money, man. I'll never fault somebody for trying to get their coins. But I hate that Ocho Cinco is trying to get in on this. I do, because if one of them boys knock Ocho out, we'll never hear the end of it. We'll never hear the end of it. I need a boxing boxer. I mean, one of them guys that just loves to hit people. I ain't running. I'm not counterpunching. I'm not ducking and dodging. I'm just going to hit you until you fall down. Well, I need one of them to get in there with either one of them. Preferably Jake, but either one of them. So let me see. Somebody just texted me, yo, AJ, I'm getting a fight, and it's just for entertainment purposes only. I'm like you. I want to see these dudes get theirs. Okay. I don't know if that's what I'm saying, but kind of. That's what I'm saying, kind of. I mean, he put Nate Robinson to sleep. He put, a dude that I don't know if this dude was more of a grappler or karate expert. He definitely wasn't a boxer. Put him to sleep. And I don't even know who his third opponent was, so that's how memorable that was. I don't want Oscar De La Hoya to come back and fight fighters. I wouldn't mind seeing him in with Jake Paul. I wouldn't mind seeing that. So that's enough. That's enough boxing talk for me. I got to take a break. But when I come back, I want to talk about the NFL. This is why I wish David Grubb was going to be able to be on with me today. But I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the NFL and their latest, greatest inspiration. And I ain't talking Teddy Pendergrass. I'm just their latest, greatest. Here's what we're doing now. We'll do that after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Again, if you want to get in, hit me up, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Thank you. Somebody just gave me a really nice compliment, and it's a new viewer, so thank you. I appreciate that. I won't say what you said, but I appreciate it. All right. 281-453-1000 or text me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211, conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Yes, this is Jonathan Joseph with the Houston Texans.
I remember when Jonathan Joseph was with the Houston Texans. I kind of keep that, be a little shady like I was earlier. Did I ever say what? I never said what I was supposed to say once Willie got off the phone. You know, Willie's like the good angel on one shoulder, and then bad Kermit is like, if you don't say it, somebody else is going to say it, and folks won't know that you wanted to say it. All right, before I say it, let me say, Logan Paul. I've been saying Luke, haven't I? Jake and Logan are the brothers, the Paul bearers. The fight's going to be this Sunday at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. But you know they're not gonna get in the ring until around 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. There's gonna be a lot of stuff before they get in the ring. So. And what's interesting, it's on Showtime pay-per-view. Like, why don't they do it on YouTube TV and get that money? Like, I don't understand why, if you're a YouTube sensation, why don't you use your network, your platform, or the platform that built you up? Why don't you strike some deal with them to promote your stuff? I'm just asking. I don't know. I ain't never been a YouTube sensation or a social media influencer. So I'm just asking. Seems like YouTube would pay a ton of money to get that fight on their platform. Mm-hmm. I'm just crazy enough to think, hey, it's AJ. AJ with who? YouTube TV. Oh, okay. Hey, we know you guys got like 2.5-3 million followers each. I know you got a big time fight coming up. Can we get some of that? Oh, well, Floyd is with Showtime. Okay, but can we get some of that? Like, when's the meeting? We'll come. Like, I mean, you got to at least make the phone call, right? You know, the one shot, the only shot you'll never make is the one you don't take. You know, you 5'4", she's 6'3", and you shooting your shot, right? I'm Showtime TV and executive, and I'm calling the sales people. I'm calling them on their phones as the sales exec. Hey, yo, did you call Logan and Jake and see about getting part of that fight? I mean, at least give us the replay, right? We got the replay, right? You didn't even make the call? Oh, okay, I'll call you back. I'm going down every single desk. Bing. Yeah, hey, it's AJ. Hey, listen, did you call and talk with the Paul brothers? Nah, I just figured, Floyd Mayweather's got the deal with Showtime, so we figured they locked it up. Oh, okay. Did you call them though? At least ask? Nah, I didn't waste time with that. Oh, okay. All right. And everybody that gives me a no, I'm like, okay, well, thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Good luck in your next endeavor. Cutthroat. Willie Gibson is still listening, so I can't say what I was going to say. Doggone it. The NFL has decided that they're going to stop using a cognitive skills assessment, a scoring algorithm that requires former Black players to score lower for cognitive skills than their white counterparts to receive an award which has been called race norming. The NFL decided they're going to stop using that. Now, Willie, you can't stop me on this one. You can't stop me on this one. I ain't going to say what I was going to say earlier, but on this one, let me be shady real fast. If we in the media got all upset over load management in the NBA and social distancing in connection with the coronavirus and literally attacked state capitals. Notice I left the nation's capital alone. Literally attacked state capitals because we had to wear a mask. We couldn't go outside and get a burger and a beer and a haircut. We can't go outside? No. Get my AR-15. I'm going down to the Capitol. If we got all upset about that, why are not more people upset about this? Race norming, not load management. I don't care if Kawhi sits out 22 games of an 82-game season. This is called race norming, where, check my notes, it says that they used a scoring algorithm that required former Black football player. It doesn't say minority. It doesn't say offensive linemen. It doesn't say guards, tackles. It says former Black players to score lower. Not evenly, not bell curve, lower for cognitive skills than their white counterparts to receive an award which was called race norming. And that's all in connection with the NFL's $1 billion settlement for brain injury claims. So you're a white football player with a brain injury. I'm a Black football player with a brain injury. And based on this, not mandatory, not required by law, but self-implemented scoring system, your payout was automatically going to be higher than mine because you're white, and they say, well, the algorithm says he was smarter anyway. I'm Black, and the algorithm says, well, he ain't as smart. He wasn't, before he ever get a brain injury, He was not as smart as his white counterpart, period, point blank, end of discussion. I'm just trying to make it make sense for folks like me who just, I'm not a brain neurological doctor, specialist, research analyst. Like, I didn't even chase a pretty woman into a class like that. You know, she in that class, I'm in that class. She taking it, I'm taking. I didn't even do that. I'm just trying to make it make sense to the layman. The NFL decided one day, after a series of meetings, presentations, research, studies, somewhere, somebody in a room with people who could give it the okay, the thumbs up, said, hey, I think it would be appropriate to make sure that we normalize the races by using an algorithm that will lower the IQ of our black players in comparison with our white players when it comes to paying out settlements for brain injuries. In essence, saying the black players were not as smart as the white players to start with, so we ought to base the money on that fact. And we got an algorithm that all we got to do is run it through there, and it'll spit out what the payout should be. It'll normalize the intelligence. And after that presentation, after those discussions, during those discussions, somebody had to ask, okay, how'd you come to this number? So you got this person over here making that much. You got that person over there making this much. How did you come to these different numbers? Oh, well, we use an algorithm that normalizes their intelligence level. Okay. Based on what? Race? Or maybe they just didn't say the R word. Maybe they just said, well, these players right here were probably smarter than those players over there to start with, so their brain injuries will cost us more than their brain injuries because, you know, they weren't as smart. And after getting the answer to that question, nobody said, that ain't a good idea. Nobody said, okay, that's one way to get to it, but we're not going to do that. Nobody said, are you kidding me? No. Nobody looked at that person or group of people and said, get out. Come back with something better. Nobody did that. In fact, they implemented it. And we're running with it until investigative reporters got involved and once it got exposed, then all of a sudden you got statements. You got statements. Here we go. Here's a statement for you. Ready? Norming by race is not the stance that the NFL ought to take. It continues to look as if it's trying to exclude people rather than trying to do the right thing, which is to help people that clinically have obvious and severe disabilities. If you think I'm making this up, let me read it verbatim. The NFL scoring algorithm exerts that black men have lower cognitive skills to begin with and has impeded the ability for former black players to attain awards from the league's settlement as they are required to score significantly lower than their white counterparts. Thousands of retired black professional players, their families and supporters are demanded an end to the controversial use of race norming to determine which players would be eligible for payouts, which a system expert says is discriminatory. Watch this, you ready? The practice went unnoticed until 2018. And it wasn't until, check notes, yesterday that the NFL said, yeah, we're ending that. It went unnoticed until 2018. And here in 2021, they said, yeah, we're not going to do that no more. What's crazy is you never had to do it in the first place. Just because it looks good on paper doesn't mean you got to put it in the system. Just because it sounded like it made sense didn't mean you had to say okay. But, I know me. I'm race baiting. I'm being overly sensitive. I'm being divisive. Oh, it's always about race. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I read it right. The algorithm made it so Black players scored lower in the payout than white players because typically Black players were not as smart as their white counterparts. That sounds like race to me. That just sounds like race. Maybe I missed it. Maybe that was just not a race thing, but it sounded like a race thing and it really wasn't a race thing. Maybe there's statistical data that backs that up somewhere. I doubt it. I'll close it with this because I'm not going to spend the rest of the show on this. I'll close it with this. This is why you need diversity in these meetings, in these boardrooms, on these research panels, when you're making decisions like that. That's why you need diversity in there. It's why you cannot have just one group telling everybody else's story, because watch this. If one person gets it wrong and nobody else says something about it being wrong, then everybody is going to get it wrong. Somebody says practice makes perfect. No, perfect practice makes perfect, because if you practice it wrong over and over again, it's going to be wrong. But if you get a little diversity in your boardrooms, if you get a little diversity in your front office, if you get a little diversity in your groups that you contract with to provide this kind of research and analysis, somebody ought to have the wherewithal to say, yeah, you know what? I know it sounds like a good idea, but let me just explain to you exactly what we're saying. We're saying we're going to use an algorithm that scores white players higher than Black players because white players are typically smarter than Black players. Is that what we want to do? I mean, to me, if somebody said that out loud and they still did it, shame on them all. But if nobody said that out loud and everybody said, oh, okay, yeah, let's just go with it, I could say shame on them all, but at least I understand how you missed it. There was a civil lawsuit that was thrown out in March that claimed that the practice of race norming was discriminatory. The judge later said in a filing that the practice raised a very important issue and asked a magistrate judge to compile a report on the problem. The majority of the league's 20,000 retirees are Black, and only a quarter of the more than 2,000 men who sought awards for early to moderate dementia have qualified under the testing program. Lawyers for the Black players have asked for the details on how the $800 million in settlement payouts so far have broken down along racial lines but have yet to receive them. Race norming, check this out. This is interesting. Race norming is sometimes used in medicine as a rough proxy for socioeconomic factors that can affect someone's health. Experts in neurology said that the way it's used in the NFL settlement is too simplistic and restrictive and has the effect of systematically discriminating against Black players. How about if we don't use race norming? How about if we just do the right thing for socioeconomic stuff, medicine stuff, mental health stuff? How about a brain just be a brain? How about a person with a problem just be a person with a problem, and whatever the payout is for that problem, give it to them? I know I'm being too simplistic now. I think I need to take a break. I do, because I feel like I'm getting a little hot. I really do. So let me take that break. Be right back. Right after this, on the lunch break, on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19. Pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica. Play with Indianapolis Colts. And listen, you listen to the lunch break.
All right, we are back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I can't get out of here without doing the birthdays. Happy birthday going out to Shalonda Foster. Tawana Eldridge Franklin celebrating a birthday today. Elaine Joseph. Cynthia Harmon, happy birthday. Mashiba Webb celebrating her birthday today. Jocelyn Hickerson says, I'm a blessed 66 years old and I don't look it. No, you don't. Tiffany Miller celebrating a birthday. Andrea Gorman celebrating her birthday today. LaPortia Lewis. Real quick, I got to go back to yesterday because I had some problems. Kirkland Hodge celebrated a birthday. Shamika Coleman. Sebastian Rincon. Maxine Scott. Barbara Kane Gertman. Dorothy Gray. I knew the ladies were going to jump on these birthdays. Tracy Williams. Tracy Kaysen Johnson. Floyd Andrews celebrated birthday yesterday. Lo Surreal. That's one of our followers of our church. How you doing, Lo? Happy belated birthday. Overseer Robert Smith and Summer Lattimore all had birthdays yesterday. And let me stop the music for a second. Today also would have been, well, it is, but it would have been my mother's birthday. She is in heaven, which is my faith. But again, today is her birthday, and you know I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel some kind of way about it. Miss her like crazy. So if I seem a little bit off today, a little bit thrown off, it's because I'm missing my mother. Today would have been her birthday. All right. Let me get my guy on here to sing to all of our birthday honorees today.
Oh, go shorty, it's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday. Go shorty, it's your birthday. Today's your day. Happy birthday to you.
Y'all, if I could sing, I promise you I would do it like that. If I could sing, I would do it just like that. So Keith Hennig said, my birthday's in January, but you can wish me a happy birthday if you would like. Keith Hennig, happy birthday, bro. Let's see, January, we're June. July will be your halfway birthday, right? July will be your halfway birthday. So, and thank y'all, wishing a happy heavenly birthday to my mom. You know, some years it's like, you know, oh man, my mom, it would have been a birthday and we cool. And then some years it's like today where I'm just like, man, I miss my mama. And it's like, it really is. It's kind of emotional for me today. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up and let y'all have the rest of it. Again, Phoenix eliminated the defending NBA champs, or the NBA champs from last season, the LA Lakers, 4-2. Beat them 113-100. Devin Booker had a career night, 47 points, 11 rebounds, 8 for 10 from 3. LeBron James finished with 29, wasn't enough. And therefore, for the first time in his career, a team led by him was eliminated in the first round. Phoenix is going to go on to play the Denver Nuggets. They eliminated Portland 4-2, beat them 126-115. The Mavericks are going to host the Clippers tonight with a chance to eliminate them. It's going to tip off at 8 Central. You can watch it live on the mothership. Astros lost 5-1 to Boston. They're visiting the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, and they're going to be on the road for the next 9 games. Rockies handed the Rangers their 9th loss in a row after beating them 11-6 yesterday. The Rangers will go on to host Tampa Bay tonight just after 7. And in case you missed it, Cam Newton injured hand in OTAs with the Patriots, and the USFL founded back in 1982 with the Houston Gamblers, Jim Kelly, Jack Pardee, and others, Herschel Walker, Reggie White. It's coming back in the spring of 2022. Same names, I believe same cities, of course, different players. As always, y'all, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly love you. There's nothing you can do about it except wash your hands where you're supposed to, wear your mask when you're supposed to, sanitize everything around you. Be sensitive to everybody around you. Hey, get your vaccine if you have not gotten it. I know there's a lot of vaccine hesitancy. I know there's a lot of misinformation out there about it. I got mine. I'm fine. They're not tracking me. I'm not listening to radio waves in my head. I have not been made impotent or anything like that. So, you know, again, just be careful where you get your information. But, you know, it might not hurt. Get your vaccine if you want to. Children 12 and up can now be vaccinated. But more than anything, and I mean, hear my heart, when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, but the racism. How do you kill it? Well, you don't spread it. You don't laugh about it. You don't joke it off. You're certainly not a part of the racist comments or actions or behavior. You just stop it. Hey, we're not going to do that. So you do that, I think we'll be a better place. Again, y'all have a blessed and safe weekend. Don't forget Coffee with Keith tomorrow from 12 to 1, and then the Not So Christian in Me show from 1 to 2. Y'all be blessed. Lord say the same. I'll talk to you on Monday. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday.